Hello everyone. We'll wait for a few people to join for our happy half hour this Tuesday. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter, good time with family and friends. Anyone do anything fun or special for Easter, or anyone have some Easter traditions? I am by myself today. Ellie is in Los Angeles, so she will be on here on Thursday. So we're gonna switch off. We tried the whole split screen thing, but the videos wouldn't save to our feed. So we're just gonna split it up here, and I'll do Tuesday and she'll do Thursday, and then we'll be back together again next week. She's a travel bug, that's for sure. Happy Easter. Happy eating too, that works. I ate a lot this weekend. All right, so we can just go ahead and jump on in. Like I said, I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter and spent great time with your family and friends and ate a lot of good food and celebrated the whole weekend. So Ellie will be doing this on Thursday. I have today, so that's why we're separate. She's out of town this weekend. But let's just start off with some positive news for this Tuesday and kick it off on a good note. Hi, Meg. So my first story is that a 22-year-old man from Illinois was driving to a job interview, and he was pulled over for having expired plates on his vehicle, and on top of that, he didn't have a driver's license. And I tend to always find the stories about cops or firefighters, but just there's a lot of good going on in the world with them. So trying to focus on that. And so this story deals with this police officer in Illinois, and the cop pulled him over, and the boy just explained, I'm on my way to a job interview. He had no other way of getting to the interview, so he had to borrow his friend's car. He didn't realize he had expired plates, but he for sure knew that his license was expired. But instead of the cop ticketing him and ruining his day and not letting him attend the interview, probably would be super late, he gave him a ride to the interview. And the icing on the cake is that he landed the job, which is awesome. So just goes to show that good deeds can literally change someone's life. Let's say he gave him the ticket and then he was so late to the interview, he missed it, didn't get the job. That could have easily happened, but this police officer took time out of his busy day to take the boy to the interview, and he got the job. So I thought that was a really great story, and like I said, goes to show good deeds can change someone's life and take someone far, and very positive story. So shout out to the police officer in Illinois. And then my other story this is so random. I don't know why this one stood out to me so much, but I thought it was so cool. This guy named Wiley Overstreet decided one day to take his $1,000 telescope onto the streets of LA and ask people walking by if they wanted to look in the telescope at the moon, which is super random, and we can see the moon fine, but just sounds really simple. But the reactions on the video were seriously incredible, and I wanted to read a quote from Overstreet, the guy who brought the telescope on the street randomly one day to capture people's reactions. And I'll make sure to post that video on our account later today too. But he says, to be able to see the moon up close and feel like you can almost reach out and touch it, that's what makes it real to us. It makes us realize that we're on this small little planet and we have the same reaction to the universe we live in. I think there is something special about that, something unifying. It's a great reminder that we should look up more often. And I think the message is what really captured me to this story, because I just loved it. It's so much more than just looking up at the moon, but it's just a reminder to take a step back and, take that moment from your busy life and just be grateful for the little things. And I just like that message. Like, sometimes let's just look up and, be grateful for what's in front of us. So I thought that was, captured my attention. And it also brings me to the product of the day today, which is the gratitude bracelet. And I know this is one of our first bracelets and not one of our newer products, but I'm wearing the tan one. And this story, I was not going to talk about the gratitude bracelet today, but this story kind of drew me to the bracelet, just to be grateful for the little things. And I told this story a long time ago. Ellie and I did when Ellie is the one that gave me this bracelet when I first met her. And I was a random stranger to her, and she took this off her wrist and gave it to me. So after reading this story, I looked down at my wrist, and like our bracelets do, they're just really great tangible reminders. And I just thought about the gratitude I feel towards a lot of things right now, and how, I don't know, I just took this moment to reflect on what I'm grateful for, the small things, and this story kind of put that in perspective. So I wanted to just highlight the gratitude bracelet, because there are so many small things in life that we can be grateful for, and we can get distracted by the stresses or the sadness, or whatever's going on in your life. We can easily get distracted by that. And I think it's just very important, an important message to focus on what we're grateful for. And if that's the food on your table, if that's the roof over your head, if that's the sunshine, I don't know, whatever you're grateful for, I just think today I challenge everyone to just maybe make a list of the little things that you're feeling grateful for today. And I like to do that every now and then. I like to make a list of the little things I'm grateful for. And I used to, with an old coworker of mine, we would text each other every morning or every evening at the end of the day and send a list of what we were grateful for that day. And it really, if it was in the morning, I would wake up and I would do that, and I would feel positive and refreshed. And if it was at night, I would go to bed and fall asleep in a positive mindset, just knowing the little things I'm grateful for. So I challenge everyone today to make a list or text someone and just say, this is what I'm grateful for today, and just focus on those things. So this was the product, the gratitude bracelet, and I'll post these as well. Come in a few different colors, but simple yet one of the most powerful messages, I think, that we can wear on our wrist, just to be reminded of everything we're grateful for today. So I thought that went with that story as well. All right, let me put this back on my wrist. And then we will go on to Saint of the Day, which is Saint George. He's a patron saint of England. There we go. So George was welcomed into the Roman army under Diocletian, and by his late 20s, he really excelled in the army. So he was given a prominent promotion and served as an imperial guard for the emperor. And he did that until he heard of Diocletian's command to kill any Christians the army discovered. And he couldn't stand to keep serving it without anyone knowing that he was actually a Christian himself. He came from a very Christian family. So he went to his superior and told him about his Christian faith. And Diocletian had a really good relationship with his dad, and also didn't want to lose George in the army because he really excelled in his position. So he basically was like, okay, I'll keep it a secret, don't tell anyone else, but just keep this to yourself. But George was like, no, I'm gonna tell people about my faith, and I'm gonna share my faith with my peers. So sure enough, George did that, and Diocletian came back and bribed him with land, money, all things to convert him. And he didn't want to lose him still. So he's like, I'll give you this land, I'll give you all this money, I'll give you this position, all the things. And George was like, no, refused. He completely refused. At that point, they decided to execute him, and right before he died, he gave all his wealth to the poor, but definitely declared a martyr and just stood strong in his faith. And I think that goes with every message we say on this show, to stand true to yourself, and regardless if that's your personality, I don't know, it doesn't have to be faith necessarily, but just to be sure in your decisions and stand up for what you believe in. And I think St. George is another great example of that. He didn't care. He was like, I'm not gonna keep this a secret. I'm gonna share my faith and my Christianity with others. And unfortunately, it led to his death, but at the same time, he died a martyr and stood up for what he believed in. And that's all that matters. So St. George, saint of the day, always a great story. I'm learning a lot about all these saints that we do every Tuesday and Thursday, because every single one has such a great story and like purpose in life. So I really appreciate all of the stories. And then we'll end, it's a little shorter today. Like I said, Ellie is in Los Angeles, so I'm doing this alone. She'll be on here Thursday, but we'll end with this on the day. In 1564, William Shakespeare was born, and he also died today on the same day as well, which is pretty crazy, but what a legend. Just reminds me of all the book assignments from high school. But yeah, 1564, he was born and also died today. And then going along with my moon theme from my story earlier, my positive news story, in 1972, Apollo 16 astronauts explored the moon. So keeping on the moon theme. But that's all I have today, and I hope everyone had such a great Easter. And I'll post the gratitude bracelets on the page. I also really want to post the reaction video of the telescope, the people looking in the telescope at the moon, so I'll post that. And then also keep a lookout for a post on my Saint My Hero about the Joan of Arc necklace. We're going to be doing a little special today, and some of the proceeds of the necklace will be sent to the Notre Dame Cathedral. So keep an eye out for that post today. We'll be sharing that this afternoon, so keep an eye out for that. And I hope everyone has a wonderful Tuesday, and remember just to be grateful for the little things, and challenge everyone to write a little list today, what they're grateful for, and maybe share it with someone or text someone what they're grateful for, and start the positive mood today. So, all right, I hope everyone has a great Tuesday. Bye.